Yeah, thank you. So visible?
Yeah, it is.
So the images thing is a little bit like we'll understand it much better in coming labs also. So we just have to like work with it, practice with it, and then we'll get with it. The matplotlib thing is that it is default that color green bluish thing. So you have to tell him that the color map should be gray. Okay. So for the videos thing, so video, the concept is that that videos is just the sequence of images, nothing else. So if you know how to work with images, videos is not a big deal. But when you do, so what happens in machine learning is so when you do video classification or action recognition, then we need to take the help of the temporal nature of the video. So what I mean by that is the consecutive frames. So when we run a video, we can see that it is performing some action. There is some action performed in the video. So that is the concept of video. It is nothing but just sequence of images. So we use the OpenCV to read the and extract the images. So imports are very straightforward. CV to read the video, PLT to plot the image, and NumPy to perform NumPy numerical operations. Okay, so this is the main object of the OpenCV library for video capturing. So I have specified the file name video2, and it will run the object for this. Now, not only you can open the MP4, but you can also use your web camera like this. So 0 will represent the web camera, front web camera of your laptop. If you have rear camera, you can use 1, and you will get stream from your camera. So it's super flexible. Okay. Next thing is the frame rate. Let's see what is the frame rate of the video that we are doing. So 30 frame rate is the default is the frame rate of the video which I captured. How it is doing? So cap.get5. So .get is actually a function in the OpenCV which does many things, and we'll see how many things it does. So let's see the total frames. Okay, so total frames is cap.get7. So why is this? Like 5, 7, and later you'll see 3, 4. Like what are these? So OpenCV has like very different kind of object-oriented structure that it uses one function to get all the things. So I'll show you the documentation here that for all these things, you want to get brightness, you have to find 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So on 10th, you will get brightness of the video. So this is a kind of different data structure that OpenCV uses. So you only get to remember this thing when you work a lot with videos. So just see that, okay, the 7 will give me the total frames. Okay, here the important thing is that all the videos are like 5 to 6 seconds. So how many total frames I'll be expecting? So my frame rate is 30 and my seconds are like 5 or 6 seconds. So I should be expecting my total frames to be in 13 to 5 or 13 to 6. That is 150 and 180, between 150 and 180. So 158 is correct. And so what is the length of the video? If we calculate the length of the video from the frame rate and total frames, so this will be total frames upon frame rate, or simple mathematics. So it comes out to be 5.27 seconds. So let's see what is the width and height of the video or the frames. So these are, as I said, these are basically the documentation thing that you have to remember. So it is 1920 1080 full HD. Okay, this is the most trickiest part of this lab, which most of you might have done wrong. So I told that, so the task says that you have to extract frames from video at FPS equals to 10. Okay. And if you do if you do this loop that I have shared in the resources part, then it will not work out the proper way. For example, okay, let's see first of the desired FPS. So here what I say, I want the 10 is my desired FPS. Okay. So what FPS means, like frames per second. So the original FPS was 30. So it means that I'm getting 30 frames per second. There are 30 images in 1 second that I can retrieve. Okay, but I want 10 frames per second. I only want 10 frames per second. So how do we do that? So one trick is that if we take every third image of the FPS or the 30 frames, then we will get 10 frames in 1 second. So the trick here was that you have to skip every third frame of the video, every third frame of the video. So that's how you will get the 10 FPS. So the formula is very simple, that if you want to calculate how many frames you have to skip, then it is frame rate upon desired FPS. And you have to convert it into integer because frame number is an integer. So that's why it is 3 frames. So what we do is that we skip every third frame of the video. Okay. Next thing is this syntax. Okay, let me tell you what is this every line means. So frames, I initialize the list to store all the frames of a video. This cap.isOpen. So cap.isOpen will tell that whether your object has any video or not. So currently, as you can see that if I run this, so it will run properly, and because the cap.isOpen is true. So if I can print here. Right, okay, I have deleted the video. Let me run again. So it is true. But for example, if your camera is not working or the video, if the video is not even there, so what can you do? So for example, if this file name is anything and it does not exist, then it will be false. So this is a very useful thing. So that's why we always do is opened in the while loop. Okay. So we have initialized this while loop. The frame ID, the cap.get, again the get one thing. So this is the from the document frame number, the frame ID. This all thing I've mentioned in the resources. So if you've gone through, you will know that. So next is the reading the next frame. So cap.read will, what the cap.read function does behind the scenes. So first it grabs the frame from the video that is incoming and then decodes it to the proper format. So it does everything for you basically. So you can imagine a scenario, for example, a video stopped, video ended. So can it grab a frame? It will grab nothing. So what will the frame contain? It will contain none. And RET is basically the status, that is it returning a frame or not. So when the video ends, RET will return false. So that's why we use this thing. If RET is not equal to true, that is if RET is equal to false, we are not getting any frame, then we break the loop. We do not get any more frames. And this is the part that I was talking about, that you have to skip every third frame. So frame skipping rate was 3. So every third frame will be skipped by this if condition. And we add third frame to our frames list. So next thing is the cap.release. So cap.release, basically what it does is it releases all the resources from the cap, the video capture object. It releases all the from it, all the video data from it. And this is very useful thing we always need to do. Okay, so I will run it. Wait a second, yeah, 66, okay. So next thing is now we got all the images of a video, of a single video. I converted into NumPy array because as Manav told us, it is pretty useful to convert it. And we'll see the shape of our frames object. So we get this 53, 1080, 1923. So what is 53? 53 is the number of frames in this video that we extracted at 10 FPS. 1080 is the height, not the width. This is OpenCV, so this is height. So first you get height, then width, and then channel. So this is how it is. NHWC format we say it. Number of frames, height, width, and then channel, because this is an RGB image. Okay, let me plot it. Let me plot this image using simple the plt.imshow. Nothing too much about it. You imshow and just send it the image that you want to do. Here is the third means basically I want to get the fourth frame of the video, and these column means that I want to get all the pixel values. So here you can see this image. Now you can see like this is like very awkward. Why I'm having an alien hand here? Like why this is blue color? I'm not an alien, I'm a human. So let's change this. Why this happened is not because my hand is alien, but the OpenCV is actually very different. OpenCV stores the image into BGR format, not RGB format. All the usual packages will store it in RGB, but OpenCV stores it in BGR format. So what we have to do is it's to convert it into RGB format. So the way to do it is this line, and I'll explain every part. So OpenCV says convert color. CVT color means convert to color, and we send this image to it, and we use this. So what this says is color BGR to RGB. BGR to RGB. If you want to convert to gray, you can say BGR to gray. It's that simple. So if I plot it again, so now you can see like I'm normal. Okay. So next thing is like the basic task that I have given, that the shape thing. If you want to print the shape thing. Now why this like small task, like you print the shape, you plot the image, you print the pixel values, because you have to understand the data structure very well to do the machine learning later on, because it really creates a lot of problems if you don't understand the data structure. So the 1923, so that is basically okay. I'm removed or what?
No, we can hear you. Go on.
But this is like you can see my screen now.
हाँ दिख रही है. Go on.
Yes.
A bad network quality, so I'm cannot do anything. So okay, so these are the pixel values simply, like the pixel values. This is the array, and you print the pixel values. So this is how it is. And as the task says that you have to perform like for video 6, video 14, like you can change here and print different things for each one of them. But I'll show also a different way of doing things, that how to load all the data set at one. But before that, like I want to show that if you want to get the gray image of this, all the frames in the grayscale. So how do you do that? So you all process here. So this is the main loop for extracting the frames. So if I have done here like frame is equal to CV dot color frame, and I say CV2 dot and BGR to gray. Right now it will convert it to gray, and let's run all the thing again. And now you can see the shape also, that 3 is removed because grayscale is 2D image. Only single value represents the pixel value. This will not, because I have to remove the channel thing. And wait a second, I'll just do this. Remove the channel, and now the same thing that matplotlib actually does this. It is the default color scheme of this, so you can just do this like gray, and it will be grayscale. So this is the image that we are looking for. So that's how simple it is. So this is all about the video. Now the solution was that how you are loading all the data set at once. So this is the Globe library to load all the file names. You can also use OS. You can also use normal own function also. But Globe is very easy to use. And
So
for example,
is this the one thing? Is this the one thing you were talking about that everyone will do wrong?
no, everyone will do wrong the frame thing.
Oh,
How
okay.
many got it right? You have to skip the third frame.
Me.
So
Cheating है वो तो.
Can we also plot it in using OpenCV only, other than plot function?
OpenCV only, yeah, I think you can plot it. I believe.
Because
I think, but
it is
like,
opening in a different window, not in the workspace.
yeah, OpenCV opens it a different way. So you have to use the function called cv2.destroy all windows.
I am sure, yeah, destroy all windows and
All windows. Yeah, you have to use that function if you're using OpenCV. So like that's why like matplotlib is very easy to use in and when you are using in Jupyter Notebook.
Okay.
Okay. Like this solution is like pretty complex, but not complex. I mean, all the things are same, but just that I've stored all the data at once, like all the videos I extracted at once. So like the Globe actually uses the regex thing behind. So data video star.mp4 will extract all the mp4 videos from this path, and I'll get the file names. I think if I can get the file name, then I can get all the videos, because the syntax and the code is all same for this thing also. So I've not commented anything, like all the things are same, but just the difference is now I created the videos dictionary, and in the last I'm saying that videos file is the file name and frames. I'm storing the key is the file name, and I'll get all the frames of that video. So this is it. Now this will take some time because the videos are on all HD. So that's why it will take time, but let it give me 30 seconds. Anybody has any questions? Please. Okay, it worked. Okay, now we can see length of videos is 14 because there are 14 videos. And now you can very easily complete all the tasks in one-liner. So like this is the video 2, and this is the 4th frame, and we have to print all the pixel values. So we go ahead. You can see the same image, and we have to print the 5th and of the video 6, and we have to print the dimension. So here you go, and you have to print the 14th frame of the 14th video. So here we go. So simple. So now the last thing was the sanity check. So this was like pure Python. So for video and video.values, so for all values, for all video, you add the dimension of any frame to the set. Okay. Now, if the length of that set is greater than 1, then the sanity check will be false, because that means that videos have different dimensions. But here the sanity check is true. That means all the videos have the same dimension. Now here I want to quickly point one thing, that one trick that I applied was this. Like this was the main trick that was allowing me to do all these things. So this line means that all the frames of single video have same dimensions. If that was not true, the np.array will return an error, because np.array assumes that all the values which are in NumPy array will have the same dimension. So if any image will have different dimension, it will throw an error. Okay, so this was already one sanity check. This was already one sanity check. So I think this was the whole lab. I'll share the lab also, like this notebook.
Wait,
also.
how was that a sanity check? It's like if the dimension
like that was the
be
sanity
19,
check
20.
for single video. That was the sanity check for single video. So on last, I only did for all the videos combined. So I only took the first frame, like first frame, 0.
Okay.
I did not take the all frames.
Got it. That's why I asked. I was like, that can't do it for all the videos.
It reduced the computation heavily. Okay, so, let me tell you why I use this sanity check thing. In some of the dataset, you will find that all the videos does not have the same dimension. They are taken from different devices, different cameras. Like I have taken all the videos from OnePlus. So that's why they are all of the same dimension. If I've changed the device, or my devices are different, then you might get that all the videos might not have the same dimension. So you have to find that which is the suitable dimension for me to make my model on. Okay, am I clear? If anybody has any problem in this notebook, please tell. Otherwise, we'll finish it.